Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee out here having my coffee this morning. A lot of stuff going on in the world. The world's become spicy in the last week more than normal, and a lot of potential threats, a lot of potential things that could happen. So yesterday, I grabbed a coffee and I went and talked to my friend who carries a gun for a living. Said, "Hey, you know what? Look at this little bit of gear that I brought along here. What's your opinion on this? Can you give me some advice or add anything to what I got here?" And we had a really decent conversation about, world events, gear, things that are going on, and a little bit of the mindset stuff that's going on. I'm blessed to know, decent people that give me good advice, that I'm blessed with decent people that, train with me and shoot with me. And I'm blessed with decent people that I associate with online that have given me good advice over the years where I can bounce ideas off and stuff. And this was one of those conversations. So I took my gear over there, had him look at a few things. And this was one of the pieces of gear that I took over there. This is my chest rig, Hill People Gear chest rig that I've been using for a while now. And I sort of transitioned it over to what you would call, I guess, tactical use. Now, I'm not tactical at all. I haven't received any training or anything. Everything that I do, I went out, did something, practice, say, you know what, I think I should have this here, or whatever. That's sort of how I put this stuff together. And then I let good people like my friend look it over the stuff and give me their opinion on it. And he said that this chest kit was actually pretty decent. Got a tourniquet on there, got essential stuff like charging bank, power cords, compass, got a cigarette lighter in there, got a multi-tool in case I got to repair or tweak something. Got things for my large defensive tool, light, handheld. Medical. Got the stuff that I thought I needed in there. And after he looked at that, he says, there's one thing that I would add to that. And I said, what's that? And he said, you got enough space in the back there. He said, you should add some type of trauma pad to the back of that. So that's actually what I did. I had one of those at home here. This is a little ballistic trauma pad that slides in the back. Just gives me a little added protection across my core where I would wear that. And that's was his advice on this particular chest kit here. Now, this chest kit, if something bad would happen, would go behind the seat of my truck, and it would integrate with the other gear that I have. And the other gear that I have is what you would call my my truck defensive implement. And it's an LEO 6920 that I've had for a long time. It's got an ACOG on it. It's got a Patriot Ordnance trigger group in it. It's got a BCM charging handle. It's got Magpul furniture. And it's got a Streamlight. I believe it's an HLX ProTac. It's the big one in case I have to, scan a large area. It's got a Blue Force Gear sling on that's green. Green is my sort of universal color. It's my low-key color. I always try to match my stuff sort of the same color that blends in with the local environment. Dark green is one that works around us year-round. We have a lot of pine trees and that kind of stuff. So that is kind of my main gear. Another thing we talked a little bit about communications. We got little walkie-talkies that we carry in the vehicle, so I can communicate with people that I'm with. So if there's two of us in a vehicle, I can grab one of my walkie-talkies, give it to the other person, and then if we have to separate for some reason, we can still be in communication with each other. My large defensive implement, if I'm responding to something by myself, that's probably going to be across the dashboard. Now we're talking SHTF, situation, not right now when there's still rule of law. Or if I'm responding with somebody else, it's going to be right beside me when I'm driving. If it is right now, one of the things that I'm going to do, if I feel the need to carry that with me, it's going to go in something like this. It's going to go in a case that has a couple of pouches on where I can keep some spare things to feed that particular defensive implement. Another thing that I had clipped onto this chest rig was this. Now, this is a holder for those implements that are in here that just snaps onto my belt. It's got a tech lock on the back there that can just snap onto my belt where my EDC stuff is. So I have my sidearm, I have, my spare holder for that, and then I got I can add this onto it if I feel the need that I got to carry that. We talked about medical too, and this is my spare medical kit, my headrest IFAK, if you will, that I put together. Rides in my vehicle, so I can take that, put that on. It doesn't look like an IFAK, doesn't look like a big, that people mount on their other gear and stuff. It looks just like a dorky fanny pack, and that's what it is. So I can just put that on and I'm good to go. I can go wherever I gotta go. And all this stuff integrates with my pack that I already carry in my vehicle. So something bad's happening, I got this stuff with me, put my chest kit on, go grab my defensive implement, snap this on. If something's really, really bad's going on, I can grab extra medical. I can throw my raincoat on. Again, my raincoat is dark green, so it blends in with my local environment. Got a watch cap because I already switched my stuff over to cold weather. And then if it looks like a situation where I have to, bounce, get out of there, I can throw this over top. That's my everyday carry bag, get home bag. I can throw that over top. I can, grab my defensive implement and I can GTFO out of there for whatever reason. Now, all of this gear that I got here weighs probably 30 pounds. I'm going to give this bit of advice to people. If you can't walk or move with the gear that you have with you, don't take it with you. Don't have it. If you can't walk 10 miles, 20 miles with 30 pounds of gear on you, don't have 30 pounds of gear with you, because all it's going to do is slow you down. You're going to be attached to that gear. You're not going to want to give that gear up. It's going to cause you problems. Now, I walk every day, and I usually walk at least once a week with my kit in different seasons and stuff. So I'm used to doing it. A lot of people aren't used to doing that. They put bags together, they grab defensive tools, and they think they're going to take off. It takes a certain amount of conditioning to walk with all this stuff. So keep that in mind. Please don't, like as the old saying goes, man's got to know his limitations. So that's my bit of advice that I'm giving you guys. Now, the other thing that we talked about, when I was actually leaving, my friend said to me, he goes, you know what you ought to do with that gear you got there? He says, you got this chest kit. He says, you ought to throw a cannula in with that. And I said, well, why is that? And this gets into something else that is a whole nother topic, but I'm going to include it in here just a little bit. These are cannulas. Cannulas are cannulas. These are the little tubes that you use to hook to a oxygen tank, and you put around your ears and you stick in your nose. And he said, if it's a really bad situation, he says, you can dump some of that stuff you got there. You can reconfigure that. You can put that cannula in your nose, stick the tube down in this bag, have it on your chest, walk with a limp, and pretend like you're just somebody that's on oxygen that's trying to get out of Dodge. He said, it's all about deception. There you go. There's your second bit of advice from my friend. It's all about deception. Why do you think in my travel video, I said carry something like this in your vehicle, put that on underneath your regular clothes so it looks like if something's going on or going down, you got a little bit of extra protection while you're getting out of Dodge. Now, I'm not a coward, but if there's 15 people wearing uniforms carrying long defensive, or in their case, offensive implements coming down the street, this isn't the Alamo. I'm going to, grab my stuff, whatever I think I need, and I'm going to beat feet in the other direction. Because organized groups of armed individuals are something that one person or two people shouldn't get involved with. They should move to a different location. So, and then that gets into the, the deception aspect of it. You got defensive gear underneath your clothing. At a quick glance, you don't look like anything crazy. You got some stuff with you like the Calenula that he said. You know, you got the tubes in there. You can change your appearance to make you look like you're something different. Now, another thing that I'm going to mention, I've got the old American flag there on my kit where I can take it on, put it off. If the cavalry shows up, I want to be identified as the good guy, especially if I'm carrying some type of defensive tool. I want to say, hey, you know, I'm the good guy. I'm going to try to assist in any way possible, or at least I'm not going to impede whatever they're doing, but I want to be identified as the good guy, all right? And then this gets into the flip side of that. What if the bad guys show up? I want to be able to switch over to somebody else. Let's put it that way. You ever seen the movie Romancing the Stone, where Danny DeVito's on the phone, or he's in the car with the bad guy that hops in? He goes, and the bad guy says, aren't you an American? He goes, no, Americano. Spit on your Americano. Take the Americano. Puh, puh, puh. There you go. You want to be able to switch, because you might not necessarily know who's showing up, the good guys or the bad guys. So if you got a ditch and run, you want to have that ability to cause deception. What is the tradecraft term? Lie, deny, counter accuse. There you go. There's another thing that you don't hear a whole lot on YouTube. But I want to have the ability to have this gear with me and use this gear if the situation calls for it. But I also want the ability to egress out of those bad situations as quickly and as efficiently as possible. And I want that plausible deniability. I want people to look at me and not look at me as a threat. So I want to bounce. But if it's bad enough where, you know, it's pretty much everything's out the window, I want to have something heavier than just my sidearm, hence my truck defensive implement. I want to have something heavier. Or if I have to go support somebody here locally, like my friend, I want to have that ability to do that too. So it's all about being able to select your gear, being able to quickly get that stuff on, assess the situation, and do what's best for you, or what needs to be done, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And, you know, that might be a show of force. That might be integrating with other people that are around you. That might be putting deception on to egress out of there because the situation is definitely bad and going south. Just some different things to think about here. I always like doing videos that get people to think how they would react in those different situations, and I thought I would integrate it today with some of the gear and the conversation that I had with my friend. But anyway, this is Modern Refugee. Appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys got a little information and a little entertainment out of this video here. I'm going to put all the pertinent videos to this conversation in the description, things that I've done in the past, so you guys can take a more in-depth look at that if you choose to. But anyway, you guys have a good one.